believe 18 years down the road you'd be here celebrating the 18th birthday of the Cancer Association of Anderson?
I didn't even know if I'd still be on this earth in 18 years, to be honest, but what a thrill. And so nice to come here today and see a lot of cancer survivors I hadn't seen in a while, and to see them all thriving and happy. Though, of course, we've said goodbye to a lot of good friends over the years. It's a terrible disease. But I'm thrilled that the Cancer Association is thriving itself and serving people, and we have such a great team here under Angie Stringer. So, yeah, it's a good day.
How have you seen it change over the years?
Oh, my goodness.
You stayed involved.
Yes, I'm on the board, so I have seen it change. I think really with Angie has expanded the programs quite a bit, especially in the area of education. And things like came along like Uber. We didn't have Uber before, so Uber is a major source of getting patients back and forth. We were told from the very beginning that transportation was a major issue in this county, and it has proved to be. So in the beginning, we would just give people mileage reimbursement, and usually someone could find a friend or family member to take them to their appointments, but not always. So Uber has been a real blessing and a real expansion of service.
How have lives changed? What would have happened if you and your partners hadn't started this organization?
When I started the Cancer Association, I had, like I said, a lot of partners: Ravinder and Rajiv Malik, Garrett Chittister, Lila Albergotti, and Barbara Kraft. I called it was like being a rat in a maze when you found out you had cancer. To hear those words, it was like, oh my God, what do I do next? And, you could get referred to a surgeon and that kind of thing. You can do it, but what do you do after that? And who do you talk to? And what services were out there? Because at the time, even InMed services were scattered all over town. You had radiation oncology in one building, you had chemo at your doctor's office in another, and they were in the process of starting their cancer center. But it was just a real challenge to find all the places you could get help. So that was the very first thing I did, was I put together a directory of services for cancer patients. I actually printed it out. This was the web was not real big at the time. So we would just hand these things out.
And what kind of feedback have you gotten over the years from people who've been blessed by this group?
Well, as Angie could tell you, you get feedback all the time. And just as a matter of course, I always post on my Facebook page, it's my Cancerversary, which was actually 2 days ago, and got lots of response from people. The Cancer Association helped me so much. Thank you for having the vision to start this organization. And just the people who felt so scared and lonely have a safe place to come. The money that they can get, the $1,000 a patient a year, is important, but so is just someone who knows what it's about. So Angie's a survivor. She can refer people to support groups and say, hey, I've got a friend who's gone through this thing. Why don't you let me call her or him? And I think a lot of cancer survivors like me feel that great need to reach out to others. I see people out in the hall right now who do that just because they feel they've been spared and given a gift of more time on this earth. So what do you do with it? You make the path easier for somebody behind you.
And you plan to continue to be involved?
Oh yeah, I joke and say it's my third child. I found an 18th birthday card to bring today, and I put stamps in it because they always need first class stamps, and said, don't forget to write your mother. Yeah, I will. Okay, good.
All right, we are celebrating the Cancer Association of Anderson's birthday. Tell me about how many years and how this all started.
Well, the Cancer Association of Anderson was started in 2003, so we are 18 years old this month, so we are solid teenagers. And we're kind of shaking things up like an 18-year-old would. We have some great plans for future growth, and this whole organization was birthed out of the vision of Catherine Smith, Dr. Ravinder and Dr. Rajiv Malik, people like Barbara Kraft in the community who really wanted to make a difference. They saw that people were slipping through the cracks, that when they were diagnosed with cancer, they had a lot of needs. They had to get back and forth between their treatments. They had prescription medication that they needed for pain or nausea, and it was just a lot of expense, and people needed help and they needed support. And so Catherine put together a team. They're wonderful people in our community, like one of my favorites, Bob Williams, who passed away last year. Just a precious man who invested his life here and helped get this place going. And this place is a legacy to all those people who worked so hard to make this a reality, to help people in the community. And the beauty of the Cancer Association is that we're local. All of the money that's raised stays here, and it helps people in Anderson County. People all over the county who need help with their prescriptions, who need help with their mileage, transportation. They may have appointments, at MD Anderson or MUSC or Levine, and we help them get there and help them get to their treatment. We don't have the money to pay for all of it, obviously, but we take the edge off and help people keep their sanity too while they're going through it. And I can tell you that I know that from a personal standpoint, as you know, Greg, in that, I came here when I was diagnosed. And it was such a blessing to walk in the door with the false sense of security that, oh, I've got great insurance, you think you do, I'm covered. But I was diagnosed in September, and I hadn't met any of my deductibles because I was fairly healthy. I didn't even hardly go to the doctor. And between September and December 31st, we were out of pocket $24,000 just from, co-pays, meeting the family deductible, all the little prescriptions that I needed and non-prescriptions for pain, all those things that added up. And so, I walked through the door not knowing what to expect, but was so relieved when I sat down in front of the desk and the sweet lady who was here as the site manager at the time, Lynn Buchanan, said, I just want you to know you're not by yourself. You're not alone. And so my husband, myself, and my mom sat there, and she told us that, and the calm that came over, just saying, oh my goodness, I'm not by myself. What a blessing. And so when I had the opportunity to come here and be a part of this dynamic organization, I couldn't say no. I had a great job I loved, but it was just the next step for me to be able to say, hey, they were here for me, and I want to give back. I want to be a part of what they're doing and what they've done in the past.
And you mentioned it's local. Remind people what kind of services y'all do offer here to the local folks.
Well, we pay for mileage, so if you drive back and forth to your appointment, we give you a check once a month to take care of that mileage. We also pay, like if you need to go out of town or out of state to get extra treatment, or whether you need a second opinion or whatever, we pay for that and help you find lodging when you get there. We also pay for prescriptions. We'll either reimburse, or we have accounts with several pharmacies in Anderson. 3 of the top ones are Prope Drugs, the Oaks Pharmacy, and Professional Pharmacy. We work with them. We have accounts, and so people can go in there who are our patients, and they'll send us an invoice once a month with everybody's. So you just go pick up your prescription, and it's paid for through us. We also do things like bras and mastectomy bras, which are very expensive. I know that for certain. Breast prosthesis, they can be easily $350, $400 for one, and if you have a double mastectomy, that's double. We carry those in stock, and if we don't have what you need, we'll order it for you and pay for it. We also have a lady who is certified on our staff, Sandra Martosha. She's a certified breast prosthetic fitter. And so she will actually, if you don't have insurance and can't pay to get the breast fitting, she can arrange an appointment here and get you fitted. So we do that. We have support groups that meet. Lately during COVID, we've been meeting by Zoom, and everybody can get online and talk with one another. And we've stayed in contact and kept things going. We'll have a speaker on Zoom or someone to just encourage everyone. Or either we've had a couple of times where we've just talked about what we've been doing, whether somebody has taken the time to learn how to bake bread or learned a musical instrument. We've had a lot of interaction like that. So it's not like you would think a support group of being depressing. It's uplifting. We also do other things, like we pay for shower chairs or wheelchairs or hospital beds, anything that you may need in the realm of medical equipment while you're going through treatment. We can take care of that. And then there's odd things every once in a while that is not written in a book, that, oh, this is what we do, that just pop up that we try to help. Our mission is to lessen the burden on Anderson County residents who are battling cancer. And I think we do a magnificent job lessening that burden, whether it's support, emotionally or financially. So there's things that don't fit into any box that we help with. But we have some new programs too, Greg, that are pretty exciting. Like we're doing a program that we're getting ready to gear up. It's called Face Forward. There used to be a program in Anderson called Look Good, Feel Better, and it went away. And so we wanted to pick up that ball because people like me and who have been involved here saw the value. When you lose your eyebrows, everybody thinks, okay, you lose your hair. Well, you do, but it's not just the hair here, it's the hair on your eyebrows, your eyelid, your eyelashes, everything. And it's hard to feel normal when you're going through that because you're already washed out, you lose your color, you don't have hair, so there's no distinguishing features on your face. It's hard to put makeup on, your eyes are runny and red. And that program, what it was before and what we're transforming it in, helps give women an opportunity to feel a little normalcy, teach you how to put eyebrows on and how to take care of your eyes. The thing we bring to the table is that we have products that are all hypoallergenic. They're not, they won't mess with your skin. They don't have any bad chemicals in them. They don't do any testing on animals. So it's a great company. It's called Thrive Cosmetics. And we sent a letter to Thrive Cosmetics and told them what we wanted to do. And they sent us lots of makeup. I'll let you look at it and you can video it for everybody and let them see. So we're geared up and ready to go. We have a makeup artist that's going to donate her time to come in. We've also ahead of time put together some videos, thanks to Paul Brown, to get things done so that we could do it online too, so that if somebody misses the session, they can go watch it later.
And tell about Paul's connection.
Paul is just a wonderful man. Everybody knows him, loves him. Paul's wife, Jo Brown, was a cancer patient back around the time that the Cancer Association started. And she was involved here, and she had started the senior center, Jo Brown Senior Center, and was just very involved in the community. And so Paul and Kelly Jo, their daughter, have been just a godsend to us. Kelly Jo brought back her mom's Golden Years Jamboree a couple of years back, and Paul wanted to honor Jo by raising money for the Cancer Association on the 20th anniversary of her passing. And over the 4 years, they raised about $35,000 for the Cancer Association, which was pretty awesome. So we love Paul, and he's always quick to jump in and do videos for us and things that we need, just like you are, Greg. And we're very grateful to people in the community who make our jobs easier and help us do the things we need to do that maybe we don't have the expertise to do.
Angie, how many people have y'all helped over the years?
Well, I have a wonderful map that I'll also show you too. We were working on a project with Anderson University students, and they started coming in, and going through and helping us get our files digital so that we could report and actually find out the true number. So as of November of last year, we had 8,700 patients in Anderson County that we had helped. And my daughter, who actually, I'll throw in a little plug here, I love my kiddos, is in the master's program at Clemson in environmental engineering. She actually took their GIS program and mapped locations across the county where our patients were. We stripped out all the identifying information like names and the exact street address and just put it in chunks, and she mapped it on their GIS program, and we have a beautiful map that shows since 2003 how many patients we've helped and how it's spread out through the county. And then she also broke it down by types of cancer. And the project we're working on with AU with Dr. Diana Ivankovic is the students are taking those maps and looking at the types of cancer, where they're located, and looking for any clusters. Now, it's not comprehensive because we don't have all Anderson County patients. We just have the ones that we've assisted through the years. So, but it's a real eye-opening thing when you look at 18 years worth of patients we've helped and how many red dots there are on that map. But what we hope to do is to take it further and be able to map out more and possibly partner with the hospital systems in this area to do a more comprehensive study and get the students. It gives them an opportunity to get involved and see not only the numbers and how it affects the community, but to meet patients one-on-one that really make a difference, because it pulls it away from just being a faceless number till they're seeing the actual people who are in the battle. And we've had a couple of students say it really opened their eyes, and they don't look at the research the way that they did before. They look at it as, I'm doing something to help so-and-so that's battling breast cancer or that's battling ovarian cancer. So it's a really neat project, and it's a good way, we kind of like to think out of the box here. And if there's things that we can do to further whatever it is, in our community, we want to do it. And bringing those students in and doing that project with them and future projects as we go, I think is just going to be a game changer.
Well, and talking about moving ahead, you've had the challenge of year of pandemic, but now you've got a bigger challenge going on. You were just telling me. Tell folks what the next big challenge is going to be for Cancer Association of Anderson.
Now, we have a lot, but I'll tell you the big one on our radar right now. We ran into some major structural issues with the house we're in at 215 East Calhoun Street, and we had an opportunity to move next door, which was really a blessing. And I will say Harold Threlkill has been a blessing to the Cancer Association for a long time. He paid for all of our yard work and our weekly maintenance. And he was just such a blessing to us, and his passing was very sad, and he's tremendously missed by us. And what a blessing he is in that we're able to, from his estate, we're renting his facility now, his building, and just carrying on what he did for us, before. But we've moved next door. We have some plans we're looking at. We're getting ready to kick off a capital campaign soon to hopefully tear down the house that's there and rebuild and build a facility that will even have more options for the community going forward, with providing integrative services such as nutrition, getting a nutritionist to come in, and plant-based cooking and things like that, to show people how to make healthy food, how to make healthy snacks, and have a kitchen that's conducive to having people come in and learn. And then yoga. We do a lot of chair yoga classes for some of our patients who are going through treatment that, we want to help them keep that movement, because we all know nutrition and exercise are two key things to helping you stay healthy, and even through your treatment, to keep a degree of health so that when you come out on the other side, you can recover some normalcy. So having the space that is conducive to that will be really huge for us, to be able to have a yoga room, to have a room to where we can bring practitioners in, such as a massage therapist, to work on scar tissue. As I told you before, it was something for me that I've learned in my journey, that after, you think, I'm 7 years out, as of September. And I learned that, I was having some issues with pain under my arm still after 7 years. And I went to a massage therapist who specializes in neuromuscular, and she said, well, we can break up some of that scar tissue. Well, I didn't know about that, So she's helped me get some of the range of motion back in my shoulder and my arm, and take some of that tight pain away. So being able to bring in practitioners through grants that we write will be huge, to be able to have somebody come in and maybe have 6 or 7 appointments here and there of patients that really need that. Acupuncture. We have one of our board members who is an ovarian cancer survivor, who talked about the nausea and how the acupuncture just was amazing for her. Took away her nausea and helped her deal with the pain. So bringing those practitioners that are local, that are available in, to help our patients in ways that maybe they couldn't afford, that insurance doesn't pay for, to help them be better patients and to come out on the other side stronger. Or, adding that integrative in is what our goal is, and being able to do that to continue to lessen the burden even more on cancer patients.
So that's a grand vision for the future.
It is.
How can people in the community help both now and when you get ready to launch this capital campaign for the new building?
I think awareness is key. I've felt like since I've been here, this charity, when you find out what goes on here and the people that we help, you can't help but want to get involved. And it sells itself. Which is good, because I don't like to raise money. But we have stories of people that come in here on a daily basis who are your neighbors and your mothers and your sisters and your brothers, who are in the community, that we've made a difference in their life by being here. And we can only be here through the support of the community. I think that having people come in, if you've got a couple of hours a week and you'd like to come and cut the grass, or water our plants, or file, answer the telephone, do things like that around the house, anything like that, sort donations when they come in, make calls to patients. We really like to keep that relationship with the patients, to remind them we're here, because a lot of people, I'm sure I wasn't like this, but a lot of people don't like to accept help. They want to stand on their own, and that's a very valid feeling. But to constantly, just be a reminder, whether it's sending a card or making a phone call and saying, hey, we're here today. Are you okay? How are you feeling? Is there anything you need? It makes a difference, because it's that relationship with the patient. So if you've got time to make some calls, or write some thank you cards, or write some get well cards, or even some to families who've lost a loved one, to say, I'm thinking about you, you're on our mind, just to let them know. Anything like that, volunteering. And of course, Greg, we'll take money. Money helps fuel us. Those checks that we write directly cost. And then making donations like stamps. Stamps are huge expense. We send out a lot of checks, especially during COVID. We had to change our whole operation method. Our continuity of operations went to mailing a lot of our things, so that people could get their check in the mail rather than having to come out and pick it up here. So we use a lot of stamps. We use envelopes. We use paper, copy paper. Things like that. Gas cards are huge, because if we can hand somebody a gas card and say, here you go, you don't need a check this time, here's your gas card for 25 bucks, or here's your $50 gas card. It helps, especially if somebody's traveling out of town to MUSC or wherever. Those gas cards help. Walmart cards. You wouldn't believe how many people, especially during the pandemic, that, didn't have food. And we had people out of generosity that would come by and say, here's some Walmart cards. So a couple of those patients, we were able to say, here's a $50 Walmart card. Go get you some groceries, get you what you need. So those things were just vital to getting us through. So anything like that. And then you can help if you buy from Amazon. Sign up for the smile.amazon.com and list us as your charity. We'll get 5% of everything you spend from their charity fund. Doesn't cost you any more, but we'll get it. I think we got $125 last quarter, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's a lot of spending, because it's 5% of an amount. So signing up for things like that are huge. Being able to sign up online to make a donation. We have several people who give $10 a month through their credit card or through PayPal, $15 a month, $50 a month, whatever. I mean, anything like that helps. And then if you're an expert in your field, maybe you are a gardener and you would like to maybe do a class. Or if you have a specialty with healthy cooking or baking bread or something like that, or some kind of exercise that's easy that, we could incorporate into our programs like WellFit, we'd love to have you. So there's a lot of ways to get involved here. All you have to do is open your mouth, but if you do, we'll take you up on it.
And how do they get in touch with you, Angie?
They can call us at 222-3500 is our office number, or they can go to our website. It's www.caanderson.org, and they can stop by. Right now we're at 213 rather than 215, but we share the same parking lot, so if you pull in, you'll see us. And today is a special day for us, and our founder, Catherine Smith, is also this month celebrating her cancerversary, and so she'll be here later, and she's just an inspiration to all of us, and I can't help but mention her and thank our board, who really works so hard to keep things going here and support the mission that we do every day. So, and our staff, I hope you'll get to meet our staff and walk around. There's Kathy Moles is our site manager. She helps with patients up front and make sure they have their checks. And then we have Kim Ellison, who's our project coordinator. She works on our outside events, such as our Food for Thought, where we do mammograms in the community and pay for them. Not just the mammograms, but also the reading of the mammograms. She handles those events and helps with our Girlfriend's Tea, which is coming up March 27th, and our Concert of Hope and our balloon event. Then we have Sandra Martosha, who handles our breast prosthetic fittings and measuring and does our boutique, our little wig and hat room. And then we have Ryan Hulan, who deals a lot with our veterans who have cancer and helps in the community with events, and he's our church and school contact. So all of us here, we have 3 part-time and 2 full-time, and we squeeze our pennies until they scream.